Hello everyone, it's Craig Dewar here, and I can tell you that I've recently been involved with putting together some visualizations of some cricket statistics, particularly for the recent Ashes 2013 series. So I've got a whole bunch of stats that I've been able to put together for all of the players in both England and Australia. And the purpose of today's presentation is I wanted to show you how I got all of that data together in an automatic data scraping kind of way. So the product that I've been using is called Importio, and the way that you get a hold of this is a free tool, and you can download it off their website. Once you've set up a profile, you can get started, and you can install their browser. So the browser is really an application that looks like this. And so I'm going to take you through the next 10 minutes or so, just showing you some of the basic ways that it works with a demo. And then I'll show you one that I prepared earlier, and we'll let it crawl out on the web, and we'll show you the sort of data that comes back with it. And if we get time, what you can even do with that. So let's have a look at the options here, and we're going to run a crawler. So multiple web pages. So the way that the application works is it asks you to go to a website with some data on it, and the data I'm using here is Crick Info data, and there's player profiles. So I'm going to just grab that URL. We're going to need that in a second. So let's get cracking. So some options here, again, extractor or crawler. We're going to go with a crawler today, and ask me to navigate to that web page and select what kind of web page it is. And I'm going to say that it's a single page, a la one record per page. And as you can see, this is the same page we were looking at before. And there's other options doing, tabulated data as well. So let's have a crack at training the application in where on the page is the data that I'm interested in. So this particular page has a whole bunch of textual information there about Mr. Clark, and I'm going to now show the program which bits I want. So I'm going to add a column at a time. So I'm going to highlight his name and add a column, and I'll call that player. And you can see there it's added a column called player, and it's taken the data. So I'm now going to add his birth date and place. And we'll grab a couple more of these ones. We'll grab some, say, a height. And you see there, it's going to get the meters on the end. So I'm going to make sure I keep that as a text field. And we can deal with that later on in our visualization tool. Let's see what else we can show you. So I'm mainly interested in these stats. So let's keep it to the test match stats. So let's have a look at the number of matches. And with each bit of data, you can say what kind of data it is. And I'm going to say this is a whole number. And we'll grab a couple more ones. So runs. So it's the same for each type of data. And you can see it's a pretty easy interface. As you hover over the top of each of these, it highlights the block of text in that you're interested in. And why don't we just grab we'll go down here, and you can also see we've got some bowling numbers here. So we'll just get wickets. And look, you can even grab things like images. So I'm going to click on this image, and I'll add a column, and I'll put it, and we'll call that a image. Okay, you see it's grabbed the image there. All right, so once I'm happy with that, I'll say I've got what I need, and see how it now says it needs 5 pages. So 1 page isn't good enough. The shape and the layouts might be a little different, so it's asking me to add another page. So let's go and grab another URL here. Let's grab Ryan Harris. And I'll tell it that I'm there. Oops. Try that again. I did two Michael Clarks. Let's add another page. I forgot to press enter after I pasted this. Let's try that again. There we go. We got Ryan Harris. Now what it does is it uses the template you used before to look at the same contextual layout, and it has a guess at all the locations of those fields. Even though they might be slightly different layout, you can see that it's done a pretty good job there. So it's got the birth date, right, the height, and notice that's in feet and inches, so it's a good call. We did text, matches, runs, and wickets, and there's the picky. Okay, so I'm going to go and grab a few more player profiles, and we'll come back and we'll take you to the next step. Okay, we're back. I've now got 5 sample pages, and look, I've added a whole bunch of extra fields there. Make the data a bit richer. So we've got country and nicknames and playing roles, etc., etc. So I'm done training now, and now I want to show you how you run this crawler on your website and what sort of data you get back. So the way that you run the crawler is it assumes you just want to crawl those same 5 websites, but we don't want to do that. We want to start at the root of a website, and if we get back to the page where we came to from here, here's a page here with just a whole bunch of news about Australia cricket. So let's start our crawler there, and it's going to go and have a hunt around for pages that match the one we've pointed it to. And there's a page depth thing, so that at most X clicks from the start page. So if we say, let's go 3 clicks from there, and we're going to tell it to go. So you can see some stats up here, and it's found 685 pages already, and you can see the data starting to build. There's all the little pretty pictures, and you can see quite a lot of players starting to appear in the mix there. So why don't we let that run for a while, and we'll come back and see what we got. Okay, so we've let that run for about 5-10 minutes, and it's crawled and found a couple of hundred matches for the that particular web page type. You can see there, all the data is there, and it's quite a lot of columns that it's pulled in. So it's done a good job. So what we're going to do now is just going to download that data, and you can see you can download it in a bunch of different formats. We'll just pop it in Excel, and we'll open her up and have a look. So here we go. We've downloaded that data, and this is what it looks like in Excel. The only thing I've done is delete the top row, which had sort of a report name on it, and you can see a whole bunch of stuff, including the pretty pictures and all of the data that we were after in a nice table. So why don't we open that up in Tableau and just then see what we can quickly put together. So you can see all of the dimensions and all of the measures come in, and let's see what country these guys are from. There you go. And why don't we have a look at, say, the runs. And why don't we put that on a world map? There you go. So we also want to see what players we've got. Try that again. Country, players, runs, and we saw Jake Lehman. Interesting. 272,000 runs. So data quality might be a bit of the first thing that we start to analyze. There we go, England. That looks a bit more useful. So anyway, there you have it. A whole bunch of data pulled down from the web in a pretty short time frame. And as I say, the end result was that I was able to come up with something like that. So pretty good tool, import.io. Highly recommend it. Get in and give it a crack on your favorite data set. Cheers and goodbye. That's pretty weak ending. Really weak ending. Where's my snagging?